Sea of Thieves has been out on PC and Xbox since March of this year. Safe to say it got quite a lukewarm response at launch, but Rare, the studio behind it, has been changing and adding to the game quite a lot. There's regular events, for example, and plenty of big content drops. So how has the game changed? My name's Captain Mike Williams, and this salty sea dog is Jake Kulkowski.
I thought you were going to go for first mate, but I'll take it.
I thought I didn't want to put you like in second. I just, salty sea dog. You could still be a captain of another ship.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's pretty nondescript. Just a good pirate.
Yeah.
So Sea of Thieves is a first-person pirate adventure game built around co-op, very kind of tactile gameplay. It's quite simplistic in many ways. The aim is to be a pirate, dig up treasure, go on voyages, get gold, make your pirate look nicer, and make your ship look nice. And repeat, basically. That's the game. The PC version has a 67 on Metacritic, and Xbox has 69. So like I said, it was pretty lukewarm, but the developers are saying it's one of these games where the whole idea is that they keep adding stuff and providing new stuff after launch, and it very much is on this kind of No Man's Sky arc of it's in a certain state at launch that people are saying is quite light, but they're adding to it.
It's not an idea that like we haven't seen done before.
Yeah.
It seems very, very plausible that this is going to be the way this game goes, and this is something we've kind of been seeing.
Yeah. So the game's just passed 5 million players, which is a lot of players. It definitely has its fans, this game. It's got a lot of kind of diehards, I think. And with the launch of the new Cursed Sales update, which was on July the 31st, there's a new batch of content. It's actually the second biggest big content drop it's had. The first one was the Hungering Deep back in May, which kind of added this big megalodon monster beneath the waves, and then a couple of other minor bits like you can play drums in the game now, which is quite nice. And
I'm a fan.
Yeah, it's the drum's a nice instrument. Everyone gets one. And then Cursed Sales is the next big content drop. One in a long line as far as we're aware. They're just going to keep doing this, and that's the whole idea. They're kind of events as well as content drops because it's a limited time. So if you jump into the game, especially it was the case with the Hungering Deep, you jump into the game over a period of 3 weeks, and it'll be a bit different. There'll be something going on. Yeah. And in this one, it's a skeleton crew, like skeleton ships have kind of taken over the waves, and there's like, on every kind of outpost island, there's a cursed kind of skeleton, like
totem almost.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's like some sort of flag made out of crucified skeleton, and it's scaring the traders, isn't it?
Yeah, the traders, weirdly, are surrounding it, crowding around it, but then cowering in fear.
Yeah,
instead of
they got a bit too close, and now what's happened is they've petrified themselves.
They're paralysed. Yeah, in terror.
So you speak to them and they say that there's something not quite right here. Well, I mean, for one, there's an animated skeleton.
Yeah, but we'll still do a bit of business with it.
They're going to do a bit of business. But
do you want to buy an eye patch?
Yeah. There's an iPad then. There's something going on, and there's a mystery you can solve, or you can just knock around the 7 seas, rattling bones, sinking ships.
That's it. So we've done a bit of that. We've played a bit of this update, and we thought, with the news that there's 5 million players in there, it's quite a big announcement to make. 5 million is not a number to be sniffed at, certainly not. So we jumped in to try this new Cursed Sales update, and it is quite nice. It does add that feeling of an event to it. It does feel like that, it's got that live game MMO feel where like you just want to go and do it. There's other stuff to do in the game. There's other the normal Sea of Thieves bits of going to get a voyage and then sailing out and digging up loads of treasure. You can still do that, obviously, but then you can go out and fight these kind of skeleton crews. What did you think of the it's quite easy to do, isn't it? It's pretty
straightforward. Yeah, depending on where you like spawn in the sea, it's quite we went on quite a voyage, me and my crew, which was just like this one bossy guy who knew what he was doing. We were at about 20 minutes playing shanties, waiting to get there. But when you find the ships, they're not like rare. You know where they are on the map. Really.
Well, you've got to mark it. Is the thing you've got to do. You've got to drop the mark down, and like all this, the structure of the game is you get a. You go to someone and they'll say, do you want to go on a voyage or whatever? And then you get like a literal physical thing. Everything in this game is kind of physical and tactile and in the game world. So you get a bit of paper that you literally hold out in front of you, and it's got, this is where the cursed
as well
thing
as like a time, right? So then you have to get your watch out.
A time slot,
So
it's just like a public event, but it's just done in the particular Sea of Thieves kind of way, rather than be like a UI element or, some kind of timer on your screen or or a blip on the map.
Yeah.
It's like everything else in Sea of Thieves. You have to seek it out yourself.
Yeah, you've got that wonderful, like, asking for compass directions and stuff like that is a really cool feature of this game. And it even goes as far as to finding its way into this, where you've got to check your watch, make sure you're going to get there in time.
Yeah.
But when you actually get there, there's a big mystery that we didn't solve when we were playing it, but we did get to have a couple of scraps with these undead freaks.
Yeah, we both kind of played through that kind of chunk of it. I had a nice time with it, I've got to say, and I had a great time kind of just playing the base game, because I haven't played it since it actually, since it came out, and it had, they've changed a few things and added a few things. It seems to be a bit more reasonable on the customization front. That was the first thing I noticed, where things are still expensive, but they're not like unobtainably out of reach. I didn't think so. Anyway, I got a nice beard and hairstyle for my guy after
it wasn't
one
just
voyage.
high tier items. You could do quite a lot with just a mere 150 gold.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of things were expensive when the game first started, but since then, with each one of these updates, if you want to call them, they've added loads of new customizations, including this one.
Yeah.
But that's just adding to a pool of various prices, various things you can get.
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
Yeah, it just gives me more choice, doesn't it?
Yeah. So then when I eventually found the kind of cursed sails ship thing, I was very excited. I was like, oh, this is it. This is the thing. Because I'd been on another kind of normal just treasure voyage with this crew that I had, which, by the way, I used a brigantine, which was the new 3-player ship, which I had a lot of fun with. It's a nice kind of mid-tier thing where it's a bit more manageable, I've got to say, if you're doing it with just 2 players or something, and I really enjoyed that, and I spent almost my entire time on this 3-player brigantine crew system, and that was really good. That worked really well. Some of the islands that I found were really they were huge. They were quite elaborate, I thought, very different to what I'd seen before. And finally took on the cursed sails thing, and it was like, it's quite hard as far as Sea of Thieves goes.
It is challenging. Like, you need to come prepared. Like, the guy who I was with was refusing to leave the island until we had at least like 80 cannonballs.
You had about 100 cannonballs going with, and we thought he was nuts, didn't we?
But he was really raw.
He knew.
Yeah, we thought he was like a doomsday prepper.
He knew.
He was like, exactly. 100 bananas, 100 plants. But when we got them all, like, you can see why. It's quite a long fight, and you need to be all hands on deck, and then you get it done.
Yeah.
And sink the ship. You can do it. It's just, it takes a while. It does take a while. It's quite drawn out.
So as part of this event type thing, Rare's going to be doing stuff for 3 weeks now, like a time limited campaign, which includes new goals and rewards, or 3 weeks as of the release of the update. Right. But then after that, all of the new stuff that has been added, like the 3-player brigantine and stuff, that's going to stay in there, which is important. So you can use that after the update period has gone. They've also added the new alliance system, which I saw once already, which is players can meet up with other players and become friendly, which you weren't able to do before. And so that doesn't mean you have to party up with them in a crew. You can just encounter them in the world and then go, do you want to be friends? And it's a bit different. They're not in your crew, they're allies.
Yeah.
And then you can still kind of betray them and stuff if you want. And I ended up getting in a scrap on our ship with 2 other ships, and that was quite exciting. We're getting circled by 2 other ships who were working together against us, and that was pretty cool.
They were in an alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think it's something that you're going to need if you're in a smaller ship, like a sloop, like a 2-player one. I don't think there's much of a chance that you're going to take down these skeleton ships just by yourself.
No.
So I suppose it's for little squads of 2 people making an alliance to take down these cursed skeletons.
Yeah. So the whole idea, like we said, is that Rare keep working on this. And in the official blog announcing this update, they said this, quote, "At Rare, we are more excited than ever to see where we can take this game. Every day I see the growth and content the team is working on or is planning for future releases, and it is unbelievably exciting. We're really just getting started here." So it does sound like they're trying to do this thing of you don't want to call it like a redemption story or anything, but just this thing of it comes out and people are a bit like, nah, and it gets 60 odds, whatever, on Metacritic, and then they are still working on it post-launch because people have bought into it. They still have like a dedicated player base who are having a nice time with it, so they want to keep working on it and keep improving it, which is good to see. And we should point out this Cursed Sails update is free. It's not
exactly. It's something. It does sound familiar. What with the news about No Man's Sky this month and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but that's a great example because No Man's Sky has succeeded, and now even though it's still got its cynics and for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what it is, it's also got people that now believe in it. LOL, the game is good now.
It's certainly won over enough people that it feels like that is the general consensus.
It seems to be more good than bad now. And it's the same with Sea of Thieves, right? Like, you can definitely imagine this game in a year's time being different than launch completely.
It's definitely not there yet. It's only had 2 content updates. They've patched it and stuff, but it's just part of a pathway to get where it's going to be one day. And I can see more potential in it now than I could at launch. I'll be totally honest. And it's at launch I was a bit skeptical of it, but I had a nice time playing through this update for a few hours and seeing what's changed and what's new. And it is, it's a nice pirate game. You've got to make your own fun. That's definitely the idea. The whole idea.
It's something that they've said themselves as well.
Yeah, but they're at least adding more tools and more things for you to do, so it's a bit easier.
Absolutely.
But so it might be worth checking out again if you pick this up at launch and haven't looked back at it since. That I'd say it's definitely worth checking out to see what's changed so far. And
for sure.
Keep an eye on it for the future. So that's Sea of Thieves Cursed Sails, which is out now. It's running for the next couple of weeks, and there will be events. There'll be weekly events as part of this, and then some of the content that's been there, the content that's been added as part of those special events, will be available to people who come back later on. So you don't have to jump in the next few weeks, but it's kind of an event now, which changes the game a little bit. Let us know what you think about this. If you're playing it yourselves, let us know down in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. There should be another video on your screens right now if you want to watch that, and a link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Dann schieß mich noch mal rüber.